Hey everyone, Tom the Dilettante here. Hope you're all doing well. And today I'm going to be reviewing for you this SetPower RV45D dual zone travel fridge. Standard YouTube rules say I should spend the next 7 minutes unboxing this thing. Let's just skip to what's inside. In the box, you get the dual zone fridge, a DC cable that goes from the fridge to your car's 12-volt socket, an AC adapter, an AC adapter cord, user manual, warranty information, and for some reason, stickers. A portable fridge is just one of those things that's really useful to have. Whether you're trying to save your Ben & Jerry's during a power outage or packing a whole trip's worth of food for some off-grid adventures, a reliable and portable fridge is, in my opinion, a must-have. Coolers are great and all, but if you'd like to avoid losing precious real estate to ice and having to replenish it regularly, a fridge is just hard to beat. But which one to get? That's been the challenge for me. The SetPower R45D is a 45-quart dual-zone fridge, meaning it's got a freezer and a fridge. Priced at just under $500 as of this video, I think it positions itself as a cheaper alternative to brands such as ARB, Dometic, and Iceco. This puts what I so far consider to be a pretty nice fridge within reach of someone like me who just hasn't been able to justify spending $1,000 on a portable fridge. Now, I've never owned one of those other brands, but I've heard a lot of good things about them. And even though this one is less expensive, it's not lacking any of the features I need. And after using this thing for a couple of weeks, I'm pretty impressed by its quality, at least compared to the little Alpicool fridge I've been using for the last couple of years. Let me show you what I mean. Weighing in at 38 pounds, the unit feels pretty well constructed. It's mostly plastic, which is what you should expect at this price point, but it doesn't feel cheap, flexible, or like it's going to fall apart. It actually feels and handles pretty sturdy to me. One of the coolest features I think is the reversible lid. You can easily pop this thing off and change the direction it opens to suit your needs. I think this is awesome because I don't need to worry about designing my overland storage around which way my friggin' fridge opens. Regardless of how you configure it, you have separate temperature controls for both the fridge and the freezer. By default, the freezer is set to 0 degrees and the fridge is set to 41 degrees, both in Fahrenheit. Designed with flexibility in mind, you can also pull out the divider, transforming this dual zone unit into a single zone fridge. When you remove the divider, the temperature controls automatically adjust accordingly, giving you just a single control. Putting the divider back in instantly restores it to a dual zone. That's pretty cool. A built-in LED light that's thoughtfully placed to span both zones illuminates your goodies when you open the lid. And a removable basket in the freezer section makes loading and unloading stuff easy. I especially like the thought put into the rubber feet to secure the basket in place so that it's not rattling around in there. The handles on the R45D are spring-loaded and aluminum, so whether you're using them to carry it around or to secure it in your car, I think these are more than adequate to get the job done. Finally, when it's time to clean it out, you have an easy-to-remove drain plug at the bottom of the freezer section to make draining and rinsing a lot easier. So as you can see, the fridge is pretty feature-rich, with quite a few clever and convenient qualities. Let's check out to see how well it performs. The RV45D has two modes, Max for fast cooling and Eco for energy saving. On Max, the unit pulls around 75 watts, or about 6¼ amps. Eco mode draws 40% less power at around 47 watts, or 3.8 amps. Now, I know I can get about 470 watt-hours out of this Bluetti EB55 unit, which means I can keep this fridge running for at least 10 hours on Eco mode, likely more if the compressor doesn't need to always be on. When running, the fridge is reasonably quiet. During my test, the ambient noise level in my uncharacteristically quiet shop was around 33 decibels. With the unit on max going full duty, I measured around 58 decibels at point-blank range right in front of the compressor and fan. This is about as loud as a normal conversation, and in reality, you're not going to experience this kind of noise level unless you literally have your ear next to it. A more realistic test is measuring sound levels at about 3 feet or 1 meter away. Again, with ambient noise around 33 decibels, at max power and full duty, I measured around 42 decibels at this distance. This is right on par with what you may typically experience as a normal refrigerator hum. Next, let's test how well this thing does at what it was designed to do. Cool things off and keep them that way. To test this, I brought the unit up to room temperature, put one remote thermometer in the fridge section, another in the freezer section, closed the lid, and turned it on max. It took about 30 minutes for the fridge to get to temperature, and a little over an hour for the freezer to hit its target temperature. As you can see, this test was conducted indoors with an ambient temperature of around 73 degrees Fahrenheit or 23 degrees Celsius, and not in any direct sunlight. One thing I noticed was a difference in temperature between display and my remote thermometers. After the fridge temp stabilized post-startup, I noticed a 10-degree difference between the two, with my thermometer reading 10 degrees warmer than what the display showed. But on a different reading later in the same day, I observed the opposite, with the remote thermometer reading 9 degrees colder than the display. The freezer seemed to remain within a few degrees difference the whole time. Now in hindsight, this might be due to the placement of my thermometer in the fridge and the fact that I also had water bottles in there, which probably acted as a heat/cold sink. I mean, if you average my two readings, it's spot on. Time will tell, but overall I'm confident this thing can keep my stuff cool. And for now, I'm just going to stick to the default fridge temp of 41 degrees Fahrenheit and simply adjust if needed. Speaking of heat sinks, check this out. I had bottled water in the fridge, but nothing in the freezer when I ran this test. And when I turned the unit off to see how long it stayed at temperature, it became really obvious what a difference actually having something in the fridge makes. I had planned to show you how the temperatures changed over time after turning off the unit, but as anyone who has cats knows, you just can't set things up and always expect them to stay there. So, salvaging what I could from the footage I had, here's a chart that tracks how quickly the unit warmed up after being shut off. You can see, with the fridge full of water, it retained its temperature for quite a long time. The empty freezer, however, warmed much quicker. I suspect with a freezer full of frozen goods, I'll see a much more gradual warming trend. Either way, I was impressed to see that after an hour and a half, a full fridge only warmed a couple of degrees, going from 33 to 34.9 degrees Fahrenheit with an ambient temperature of 74. So far, I'm sold on this thing. I'd been in the market for a new fridge when SetPower reached out to me, and I think this unit's going to be exactly what I need. I'll provide updates after some more rugged use, but to prove I'm not kidding about making this my new overland fridge, I've recently purchased a fridge slider from SetPower out of pocket to complete the package. Should make for a fun install. If you like this fridge, consider some of SetPower's other fridge options as well. They have a 60-quart version, the RV60D, and Pro versions of both the RV45 and RV60, with removable wheels and handles for even greater versatility. SetPower was kind enough to offer a discount code for this fridge for me to share with you. You can find the link and details in the description below. I hope you found this review helpful. If you did, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more reviews in the future. Thank you for watching, and until the next time, this is Tom the Dilettante saying, have a good one. Take care.
In the final cut, that's going to look cool, but really I just have to still spend the same amount of time unboxing the thing.
I think these are more than adequate to get to the...
Stickers. You know, bring out the 4-year-old girl in you. Ooh, desiccant.